participation of youth in politics has always been a burning topic. When we think about it, a few questions always cross our mind, such as even politicians with vast knowledge in governance are unable to bring any sort of change in this system. Then what can these newcomers do? And are they worthy enough to let them into politics? One of the most commonly used question is, what can they achieve when they have zero experience? Stick with me till the end to find out all the answers. Let me say this, politics has never been youngster friendly throughout the history. Our political spectrum is always filled with leaders who exceeded their retirement age, and even with a mind that is nowhere close to stable, he will still rule and make decisions for us. Isn't it ironic to say every job in the world has retirement age except for the politicians? A man who is a senior citizen will no longer work not just because he is old, but because he has compromised decision making, stubbornness and misjudgments. Then how can a politician over 65 who rules millions can be allowed to make decisions for us? These politicians are so fascinated with power, they continue to contest in elections even when they are paralyzed or unable to leave a freaking wheelchair. They are willing to die in old age as an MLA, MP or minister not because they are patriots or people servants, but their obsession with power. We are in a generation where it is possible to cure cancer, to create a robot with human capabilities and emotions, and we are testing in space for human habitat. But our people are nowhere close in catching up with these advancements. We are still being manipulated with the schemes that are popular since our father's childhood. The same old so-called welfare schemes that will attract us the same way fish are attracted to a worm, and little did she know it was a trap. And so were we being trapped with these welfare schemes. The majority of our MPs are over 55 and the average age of our PM's cabinet ministers is 60. So in a country where 65% of population is under 40 is ruled by 10% of population above 65. Let me say this, the change needs to happen now. The reforms that were introduced by these politicians are not helping us in moving forward. Instead, we are moving backward. The plans for the future are not clear and almost 40% of India is below the poverty line. The unemployment rate is at an all-time high. The education system is screwing with the students' future with its pathetic standards. This is all happening even when the majority of the rulers have 40 years experience in the governance. So do you really think that only experience matters? The MLAs and MPs who are contesting in elections needs to declare their assets and money with a clean criminal record to the election commission. But still, no MP or an MLA never got rejected from the elections because of their assets and criminal record, even though they are corrupted and been a part of hundreds of cases. Don't you think they are taking advantage of our flawed system? And do you really think these politicians are worthy? When we have an argument about two politicians on how corrupted each is, how can we think less corrupted person is okay than more corrupted person when no one is allowed to be corrupted? Did you understand? When did being less corrupted started being okay? Nepotism and caste politics is so deeply rooted in our country as people still believe a certain family is only eligible to rule, and it is happening from ages. If the father dies, son becomes CM. When did politics turn into a family business? Even in this generation, we are being manipulated in the name of caste from the politicians. All this crap should end now. And I don't think people who are old need to quit politics. Instead, they should act as an advisory heads and continue to give their valuable inputs through indirect politics from the backstage. Take our former PM Manmohan Singh as example. He is termed as one of the finest and best economists in India. But still, all his experience, knowledge, skill didn't help our country to be the best. That shows experience isn't enough. And active decision making with some attacking mindset is required in some situations to make us successful. And if you ask why youth will be more effective in political scene, consider this. At the age of 18, we are eligible to vote for the leader who will rule us, and we are making a decision based on who is better for that position. If you think youth isn't mature enough to enter the politics, then why should we allow them to vote and make a decision for our country on the first place? And firstly, they are young, willing to take the risk. Thinking out of the box isn't tough for them. And they can easily adapt to the newest formats, and they will always bring new ideas to the table. Every politician who is starting so young can pace the system very well. The past format of ruling isn't working and the change needs to happen. The future should be planned from now. Every step forward should lead to the newer paths. All this happens when we are willing to accept the change and able to deal with the risk. Take this another example. India mostly depends on agriculture and its contribution towards GDP is high. But did we change any of the farming techniques for cultivation? No, we are following the same techniques that our great grandfathers have followed. There are hundreds of new techniques and technology with no damage to the crop, no loss for the farmer, and effective than what we use in the present day. But no ruler is ready to bring these procedures towards the farmer. Not because of money or area, but because they never think it is necessary. Only a person who actually dealt with the technology knows its capability. This is one example that shows why new blood is required for the change. Easy money, free meals, funding, all these schemes are good to some extent. They are effective and required in previous decades, but not now. If you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So just giving away money randomly to poor doesn't help them. Making their lives happy will happen only when we create livelihood for them. Introducing new reforms to reduce poverty and increase quality of living using technology for creation of jobs should happen. Improving skills, development of other fields and effective changes in education, all this happens when someone decides enough is enough, we need to stop this and start something new. It will not be possible with a leader who isn't capable of making decisions nor willing to take a chance sitting in that chair just with the lust on the power. It is high time that we need new leaders with critical thinking, adapt to nature and ready to deal with people's problems in an effective way. And this is not going to happen in one night. It takes time and he will receive a lot of hate from people because as he opted out on giving easy money. But time will make them realize what actually happening. Youngsters with no criminal record, not interested in corruption and willing to take risks with a senior leader backing him with his experiences will give our country desired results and boost the nation like never before. And that's why we need youth in politics. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe and watch my previous videos by clicking on the link